and Zaporizhia, city where I'm from Ukraine, right now is pretty much a frontline city. It's everything is really surreal. It's hard to it's hard to explain even.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's something that you bit by bit become to realize this is the reality of real war. What my grandmother was telling me about, she lived, so many people, elder people,
Yeah.
were telling about wars and famines and suffering and persecution,
Yeah.
especially during Soviet Union time.
Yeah.
All of these stories have been part of my life because grandma and grandpa, they were sharing, they were young people, my grandmother was born in 1934, and so she lived basically the consequences of war and famine, and
Yeah.
suffered a lot, left without parents early in her childhood, so had to work when she was 7 years old. She had to go to work already, and worked alone, together with adults,
Yeah.
for a little bit of food. And so I remember this story. She was telling me that her and her little sister and a brother, older brother, 2 brothers she had, so it's 4 of them in the family. And she said one day she went to collect some grain, just grain, wheat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there was a group of people was just walking, and one person shouted basically at her, saying, "What are you doing, stealing the grain and eating?" This child was left without parents. She was hungry, and she was collecting this wheat,
Yeah.
and then she, basically another person was just really defended her. But it was such an evil time.
Yeah.
Hard to believe that actually the human heart can become so dull,
Yeah.
so absolutely cruel,
Yeah.
and willing to kill and starve, and just horrible.
Yeah.
And another story she remembered, I remember she was telling me that her aunt, during the night, would bring them food to eat. Her husband worked at like a store, like a village store, and they had food. They
Yeah.
had things to wear and food to eat. And so, but her husband forbidden her, and her cousins, especially particularly one, would really, say to the father, if the mother brought and collected some food, organized some food to bring to the kids, she would tell to the father, and the father would get so mad at this fact, that she was bringing the food. He's wanting them to die, basically. And at night she would bring food to feed his children, and yeah, so they survived basically because of her.
Because of her.